So, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. So we're going to be doing another episode of New Nerds Enjoying White Wine. And now we finally have a full crew. We have the broadcast boy himself, the Deucey.
It's really good.
The legend.
The legend.
What's good, y'all? Good to see you. Happy to be here, Corey, Eric. Thanks for having me.
Having you not. You are us.
That's true.
This
is my first time. You guys already did this before, so.
Yeah, and you're also drinking Corona.
Nurturing Corona. Welcome to Neck.
Welcome to Neck. Yo. And, we have Eric back.
Hello.
Hello. Hey.
It's a little toasty in here, so don't mind if I dab a few times throughout.
So, for this video, we're going to be doing a 2021 MCU wrap-up. So we're going to be giving our thoughts on all the MCU shows and movies that came out throughout the year, and also kind of give our ranking of how we feel about them in order. And we're just going to kind of just let the conversation go how it goes. We have Nelson here who's going to kind of help us guide it. He is our Molly Caron and Stephen A. at the same time.
That's right. Compare me to Molly, I'll take that anyway. Molly's a bad bitch.
But before we fully get into the video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as well as hit the notification bell to get notified for more content that I put out, as well as you might see this video on, wherever Nelson decides to post it as well.
You'll see it. You'll see it.
We're making it happen. We're making it happen with New, with 2 W's. And also, if you enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like, as well as leave a comment. Let me know if we're garbage, we're trash, if we don't know what we're talking about. Or you can let us know if we're geniuses or bright and beautiful people. It's up to you.
Or just nerds.
Or just nerds. Or just nerds.
Aren't we all our own way?
There we go.
Or just nasty nerds who like white wine instead of red wine, who have no class.
New podcast name, Nasty Nerds Who Like White Wine?
Nasty nerds.
Nasty nerds.
Nasty nerds
Imagine that.
enjoying white wine. No. If anything, Eric's nasty.
Well, let's not get personal on this thing.
Eric is an honorable young man.
Yeah.
Honorable.
Gentleman.
Gentleman
And scholar.
I love it.
Let's, get right to it. Let's see. I guess I'll ask you guys right now off the cuff. What was your favorite thing that came out this year in the MCU?
Eric,
Let's just start there.
I'll let you go first.
My favorite thing to come out of the MCU this year is definitely No Way Home. The perfect Spider-Man movie for all of us fans. And it was just probably one of the best times I've had in a theater since like The Dark Knight or Infinity War probably. Incredible movie. Definitely my favorite.
I feel you. Yeah, I think for me, oh man, it's really, really tough, but nothing's going to beat that initial crazy feeling we had when WandaVision dropped.
That's true.
Although the first 2 episodes were a little meh to me, which is why, they dropped them both at the same time when it first came out. And, we were all kind of confused a little bit. But I think for me, WandaVision just set up the type of year that the MCU was going to have. And it was a beautifully told story. And I think it was really, really interesting. And it did not go where I thought it was going to go. So overall, I loved it just because of all the surprises and all the good things that went down.
How did it go for you? How did WandaVision go for you?
It was great, man. So many theories.
And
Yeah.
everyone had theories about WandaVision.
Everyone had theories.
That was the birth of when everyone was wilding about.
Yeah, and everyone was a little too crazy after.
What's the craziest theory you heard, Nelson?
Oh, believe me, we're going to get into some of the craziest theories that we heard. But what we want to do is, because my job here is to reel these 2 in. They have so many thoughts. They have so many things that they want to talk about. So many things that they want to get off their chest regarding the MCU in 2021. However, we need to reel it in. We need to make sure we do this properly for the fans back home because then again, this is what we're doing it for, right?
Yeah.
So look, WandaVision was the first to drop, right? It was January 15th on Disney Plus, right? 2021, everybody thought it was going to be their year. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
But at least we had the MCU. So some questions that I had, right? Because you guys are the people that I go to when I have questions about this kind of stuff and about the MCU. And because I'm more of I want to say casual fan, but I also love it so much, and I pay attention. I'm probably more than a casual fan, but I know you guys know more than I do. So anyway, I say all of that to say, when it comes to WandaVision, let's start with this. Which character for you stole the show?
It's
Corey,
definitely Agatha Harkness, bro. She What's the Catherine Hahn? Catherine Hahn bodied that. Catherine Hahn bodied that, bro. I mean, she delivered when it came to like doing the every era thing. I mean, sure, Elizabeth Olsen, that's her name, right? That's the Olsen sister.
Lizzie.
She was killing it, and I grew to love her more in this series because leading up to this, I didn't really care about Wanda's character. I mean, she was just kind of just there, like she had the trauma and the mediocre introduction in Age of Ultron, but by the time it got to WandaVision, bro, she really got to shine and show like her acting chops, but it really was overshadowed by Catherine Hahn.
I think so.
Yeah, Agatha. I mean, I don't think they plan to give her her own show before like the Agatha hype got crazy.
Okay.
Like I think that was just like a week. They saw how much everybody loved the character, and it was like, cool, let's give her a show. Like somebody else is going to be getting a show.
It was Agatha all along.
It was Agatha.
Eric, who stole the show for you?
Well, just to be different, instead of saying Agatha, I'd say Wanda because for the same reason with Catherine Hahn is that we got to see her range through every episode, her doing different decades, and kind of also her breaking down more and more with each episode. But I will also say a cool thing about this show and most of the shows and movies we got this year is that it also retroactively made a lot of the older movies better. Like I know you're like kind of lukewarm on Age of Ultron, but WandaVision made me love Age of Ultron even more now because like backstory setups and things that they were talking a little bit more about in the show. Yeah. But Wanda for sure, because at the end when she really like fully became like the Scarlet Witch, it was fire. Like I know people weren't too excited about the whole just like CGI fight at the end, right? But the story was like really cool. Her getting to that point, I really like that a lot.
I mean, to go on your point earlier, when you was like the first 2 episodes, that's I think the like WandaVision is a great show, and I think it is like a solid 8 out of 10 show. Like I don't really think it's that bad. Mm-hmm. It's just that those first 2 episodes, they knew what they were doing, releasing at the same time. They had to, like you said, and it was just like not much going on. So that's why I can't really give the show a perfect 10 out of 10 because those first 2 episodes are so meh.
So let me ask you, were you concerned after the first 2 episodes aired? Were you concerned that the show itself was going to be mid and was going to end up not being good? Or did you believe that it was good?
I knew it was going to get good. I just thought those first 2 episodes was just mid. It was just like, I know this is just a setup. That's why you gave us both these episodes. Right. This is just a setup. And think about all the other shows they released. All the other shows they released kind of the 1 episode. Besides Hawkeye, obviously, but we'll get to that later. But, they was just like, let's get this out the way because if we made you wait a week and these 2 episodes back to back, you're going to be like, I'm not watching this.
Might lose interest.
Especially because most people these days hate the weekly release method of like
People are impatient as fuck these days.
Well, you watch the CW. You love weekly.
Well, I mean, I do it because I have to. You know what I mean? If I got to wait weekly for a show that I need to watch, then I'll wait a week. But ultimately, I wish that all shows were just, streaming. Yeah. But to go back to the character that stole the show for me, I want to touch upon what you said. Agatha was great. But I feel like the true star of that show had to have been, obviously, Scarlet Witch, Wanda, Elizabeth Olsen. Because like you said, for the reasons that you said, that each episode was different, you know what I mean? She had to really showcase her acting chops in those ways in terms of like having to play different characters episode to episode and like truly show the mental breakdown that she was going through a 10-episode run. And I just think that, back to what you said, prior to that show, how much did we really give a fuck about Wanda? Yeah, you know what I mean? We loved her. When she pulled up I saw a video on somewhere where it was like, my theater when Wanda showed up in Endgame. She popped out and everybody, and she was about to fuck Thanos up or whatever. One-on-one. Right? And then the next one was like my theater when Wanda showed up in the end credits of the Doctor Strange, or of No Way Home, the Doctor Strange trailer, and everybody bugged the fuck out. You know what I mean? And it was like that. And it's because of that show that she really just like solidified herself as a star going forward into this MCU.
I do think it started a little bit like Civil War started to like kind of showcase her a little more, and I feel like the love story with like her and Vision and Infinity War definitely got us into her. And then like when we were seeing how powerful she was against Thanos both of those times, that it was like, okay, something's up. But like I think that show, which I think all of these shows did a great job of just making us enjoy these characters that weren't in the front all the time. And I just feel like these shows made them like so much more likable and so much more like we care way more about them now.
Yeah. It was a bit of a slow burn with them.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Nah, it was dope. Black Widow is. I'm Black Widow. In WandaVision, Scarlet Witch. I do think that, she did the most, but the reason why I say stole the show for Agatha Harkness is that I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, for sure.
So therefore, it felt like a very pleasant like surprise. Like
Sure.
I was expecting to get Wanda fleshed out. That's the name of the show. Like we didn't know how it was going to go, and everybody theorized and like what's going on with Vision and all this other stuff. Like it was focused on these characters, and we knew it was going to be about them. But I guess when I hear the word "stole the show," and maybe that's the vernacular that's being used about it, I think Catherine Hahn, stole it because she came out of nowhere, out of left field, and she became people's favorite character from the show, and she wasn't even the main character.
Yeah, by the end, people, to this day, we're still singing it was as all along.
Yeah.
And she came through and, her being an amazing actress,
she's so funny.
an underrated one at that, I would say,
so
right?
underrated, 100%.
Right? She's been so fun. What movie was
It made me want to watch
Step Brothers.
Step Brothers is incredible in Step
She was
Brothers.
hilarious in Step
Bad
Brothers.
Moms. She's
Bad
really
Moms.
funny.
Watching that made me watch Bad Moms, and I was like,
She's
'cause,
mad.
I like Mila Kunis, so I watched stuff with Mila Kunis, and then I also like what's her name too from
Kristen Bell.
Yes.
Kristen Bell. I don't
She's
know
so
why I
likable.
like Kristen Bell so.
Yeah.
She's very like forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Forget Sarah Marshall. When
so
she can see the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like from there, I was sold. I remember I saw Forget Sarah Marshall on this is when Netflix wasn't streaming.
Yeah.
I had like the Netflix DVD in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason I saw Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I did not see that in like movie theater or on cable or anything.
Throwback Netflix DVDs.
Netflix DVD.
Y'all too young for that. But let me ask you guys something, right? We were just talking about Agatha. Theory time. Where and when will we see Agatha again?
Is she going to be in the new Strange movie? I feel like she is.
Well, she's getting her own show.
No, I think she's. Yeah, I didn't know that she's getting her.
When's the next time we're going to
It
see?
has to be Doctor Strange.
I don't think
you don't set her up.
I don't think she'll be in Doctor Strange.
Nah, I mean.
Well, why do you think so, and how do you think so?
Because number one, at the end of the show, she was warning Scarlet Witch like you are opening up something bigger than you realize, and I feel like she had kind of an inclination of where she might be going character wise. And again, I know she's underrated, but you don't sign someone up like Catherine Hahn up to play that kind of character. Tony used her in the TV shows. I feel like because I feel like Strange and Wanda are going to be so intertwined in that movie. There's no way that she's not going to at least show up for a scene or two, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's my theory, that she's going to pop up in that movie.
I agree. I mean, she could show up, and I won't rule it out 100%. I feel like there's going to be so many things going on, and I feel like that's not even something that they would have even bothered hiding. Like that's something that would have just been there. Though I don't know if the cast and all that stuff came out already.
No, it did. It did. There's rumors that there's a lot of potential cameos that is going to be in this movie that we did not see coming. So I could having Agatha in the back pocket is nothing. Yeah,
but they didn't release the full casting yet. So
no,
they could.
I heard some crazy rumor that apparently Tom Cruise might be in this thing because he was originally supposed to be Iron Man beforehand. Like that's what they actually approached him first about it before they got Robert Downey Jr. And there was like a rumor that they got Tom Cruise to do a cameo as Tony. This is just obviously
as Tony Stark.
As Tony Stark as like a variant.
It's crazy because they was going
All
to cast me as Shuri. I was just going to be in there like this.
Yeah, but who knows, man? With Multiverse of Madness, there's so many doors. There's No Way Home.
It would make sense for her to show up Multiverse of Madness, but or you think that she'll likely show up again in her own show?
I don't think that'll be the first time she shows up. I just know obviously that's a for sure.
Okay.
But I can't commit that they. I don't know. I don't think it will be as simple as just throwing her Doctor Strange. It feels too easy. And I feel like this time around, Marvel's trying to be a little bit more tricky with their properties.
Okay.
In regards to what we expect. Yeah, everybody out theory themselves knowing what was going to happen to Spider-Man, but like WandaVision, nobody was right. And I feel like when it gets to like a more magical realm with this stuff, like Doctor Strange and WandaVision and stuff like that, it can really just go. It can go any way, bro. We really thought Quicksilver was in this show.
Yeah,
We really thought like this was quick.
All right, so okay, since you brought it up, Ralph Boner. What was okay? So when Evan Peters first shows up, right? And Eric, I'm gonna start with you, right? And then we're gonna get to something else that I know we all want to talk about. But right now,
we have to talk about
because you brought it up. Evan Peters, when he first showed up, where did your mind go?
Oh, bro, multiverse. I was like, this shit is real. And it's what's so funny. When you just said that, I actually just thought about this. I feel like every movie besides Black Widow and maybe Eternals might have done this a little bit too. I feel like had the theme of multiverse in it. Like Far From Home was actually the first one I think for Phase 4.
It's a ripple effect.
So this freaking WandaVision having that, the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, obviously No Way Home.
What if?
So this is the real multiverse. I thought he was going to replace what's that gentleman's name from Age of Ultron as the new Quicksilver. I was just excited.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Yes, exactly.
Who's Craven now?
Yes, Craven the Hunter.
Right.
Bro, I'm excited for that one. Yeah.
Okay, Corey, when you saw, because I think your expectations are a little bit more down to earth.
I'm in the clouds, bro.
You're in the clouds.
I'm with all the theories.
Yeah.
Child at heart.
I think that's one thing people will start to realize the more we talk about anything, that I'm more of a realist. I'm a pessimist when it comes to my thoughts. And I did this to Izzy the other day. I have this very, what's the word? Pretentious way of talking in regards to when it comes to like the Marvel stuff.
Sure.
Because, the whole idea when I'm like, yo, these people are MCU fans. That's it. They're not Marvel fans. They're MCU fans. And there's nothing wrong with being MCU fans. That's just where, for the most part, the knowledge that you know, so your expectations are usually tempered a little bit differently when characters show up on screen or certain things happen in the story versus like what the comics did already when you get something so good in the comics. So, WandaVision was supposed to, we thought, honestly, it didn't even turn out that way, some type of variation of the House of M storyline. So when Quicksilver, Evan Peters showed up on the screen, because you said you got spoiled already because John posted it, so you already knew he was going to show up on the screen. But I didn't know, so we was watching in his crib. I lost my shit, because X-Men is my shit. X-Men is my shit, bro, and
Confirmed X-Men is his shit.
Like, Wolverine's my favorite character, so and yes, I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and if he came back, I wouldn't be mad, but I also wouldn't be mad with a good replacement. And you guys told me that guy from the Kingsman might.
Oh, he'd be perfect because he's short, he's big,
Wolverine.
like he's funny.
He's really good.
I have never seen anything with him, but I'm very
You've never seen the original Kingsman?
Mm-mm.
I think you would fuck with that movie.
He's mad good, and really good at rock.
I think I've seen clips. Like, I just know how silly Samuel Jackson gets in the movie.
He's got a list.
He has a list, and he has like one of his side little Kangol hats or whatever's going on. I don't know.
He's very quirky.
He's vibing.
Yeah.
But Wolverine, I'm a Wolverine stan. I have Wolverine tattoos.
Sure.
I love it. So the fact that what I thought was that X-Men character showed on screen.
You were like X-Men.
I was like, it's finally, it's my time to shine.
Yeah.
I can finally talk about the Dark Phoenix saga. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I was ready. And then they didn't do anything in the show that made you really believe that it was supposed to be X-Men character.
Because we ran.
They never committed. We ran with it. It was just like
well, he did dress up like his comic book version.
They did all that stuff, but think about the people who didn't see the X-Men movies. There's people who only seen the MCU movies, or they're just not as educated in all the Marvel movies. Right. They may not have seen Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Like, it's just stuff that people skip. So there's people who watched that who saw him come on screen and thought nothing of it.
Yeah.
The fans like us.
Yeah.
We were like,
we bugged out.
We overthought it. And,
right.
And Kevin Feige decided, hey, you're thinking too much.
Yeah. And which brings me to my next question. Why does the internet love Mephisto so much? Why is he every character in these people's eyes? Because I don't even know who the fuck this dude is. No. And everybody's saying that homie walking down the block is Mephisto. You know what I mean? Doctor Strange in No Way Home was supposed to be Mephisto.
That was a big
Mephisto's like kind of like this, and I don't know everything about him, so I will preface it. I am not I'm not a Marvel expert. I'm not an encyclopedia. I just do my research. I have a couple of the omnibuses in my crib, like the big ass books with a couple of stories and stuff like that. So I know a couple of things about Mephisto. He's basically kind of like the devil incarnate, the person who people cut deals with. Like, he's that guy. He gives off him from the Powerpuff Girls vibes.
Okay.
Really, but like, he's not. Okay. It's kind of like that. Like, he's just somebody who people do bargain.
He's the devil. Yeah, he gives the story.
Yeah, the storyline with Peter Parker, where he does a deal was, I think it's Brand New Day or something like that. So everybody just thought that this whole situation just had something to do with Mephisto. Mephisto was just waiting in the corner. Maybe he was the director from S.W.O.R.D. or something. It was crazy.
It goes to show you how much people will just fucking stretch their imagination as far as possible to come up with all different types of ideas. And
I would say that's
theories.
a positive thing.
Yeah, I mean, it can be. It can be, but then
it's the springtime of youth.
How did we were all depressed, crying in the shower when Ralph Boner was Ralph Boner and he wasn't.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or when Ultron wasn't in the show.
Yeah. I mean, so Corey's really wanting.
I really want to talk about it.
Eric,
what's up, man?
When we were watching WandaVision, you once said that the director of S.W.O.R.D., the sus director of S.W.O.R.D., was Ultron. You came to me in my texts and you told me.
I came to you.
And then you wrote it in the group chat. You doubled down.
You doubled down in the group chat. The director of Sword was Ultron. Please explain why and how you were tripping.
Where did you watch this? Who misguided you?
Well, number one, everyone was drinking the Kool-Aid, so everybody was theorizing. I didn't come out of nowhere. Like,
Everybody was drinking the Kool-Aid.
But go ahead. Tell me where your head was at.
Or the Ninja White Wine, not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
I don't know, bro. I was just like, that show was just so all over the place. It made me all over the place, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then I saw this one theory on Twitter saying that, and I was like, well, this actually seems pretty believable. So I mentioned it to you guys, and I looked like an idiot. But you know what? That show was so all over the place. But I'm glad I came out with something that, at least a theory, like
this is what made it funny though, is that when we told you like we weren't like messing with the theory, you was trying to fight for that theory. Out of all the theories that you was ready to fight for, it was this one. He was like, no, what do you mean? Me and us was just like, yeah, Ultron kind of hates human beings. I don't think he would ever want to look like one.
Well, either way, fight for what you believe.
I mean, he does though. Ultron does
in the comics.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, he wasn't
I was out of pocket. I was just wrong, bro.
You were just hyped.
I was just hyped.
And you didn't know how to act.
Yeah.
Which is fair, and I understand that. So my next question, right, and then we can move on from WandaVision, because I feel like we unpacked it a lot, right? But this is the first time we're bringing them up, and homie's name is in the title of the show.
We gotta talk about him. The legend.
Where is White Vision?
I don't know, bro.
Where's White Vision?
Vision?
Where's Vision?
Where is Vision? I don't know. Vision is probably like in the zoo.
I don't know. I like that. I like they give an open ending to him, because it's like now they can kind of place him wherever if they want in a Marvel movie or in a Marvel show. But
He's gonna be an Echo.
he might be in the Echo show. I don't know. Damn, bro, that's such a good question. Where would he show up?
Cameron died, so therefore it's back.
And we're back. Yeah. So where we left off was, where is Vision? And I believe you guys were saying that probably in the next Avengers project.
Yeah, which is what you were saying.
Maybe the Young Avengers.
Yeah, makes sense.
Where do you think Vision's at? And what's he up to?
It's weird, bro, because I actually never even thought about that until
Yeah, right? See, me neither.
He just did.
He just did, and I was just like, I guess he's free.
He's free,
He's
right?
free. He'll be in Black Panther 2.
Maybe. Whatever.
I'm calling it now. White Vision's gonna be in Black Panther 2.
Vision.
Vision is gonna be in Wakanda.
Right.
And then he's gonna materialize himself into a Black Panther.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Yes, probably not.
All right. Like, I know I said Vision was the last thing, but we didn't even bring up Bay. Monica Rambeau. Tell me more about Monica Rambeau. I don't know enough.
I didn't know shit about her. So
Right?
That's another thing too that I'm liking about this.
I loved her in the show.
Yeah,
Here's the thing.
so good in the show.
So you know she's gonna be in the Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels.
Yes.
It's her and shoot. What is Miss Marvel's non-hero name? Why am I Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan, right? Yeah. Sorry if I said that wrong, guys. Don't get me out of here.
You're fine.
So they're all going to be in that, and Monica Rambeau's character, which you kind of figure out that she's going to get, it's going to be something more, because they really propped her up in Captain Marvel, and she is one of the Captain Marvels in the storybook, in the comic books, and she also goes by another moniker, which is, what is it? Something like Spotlight?
Photon.
Spotlight.
Spotlight. Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Still a bop.
She's Photon as well in the comic, so you're kind of waiting for her to have similar powers or something, akin to Captain Marvel stuff. So when the things were happening in the show itself, it was very dope, because there's some people who theorize that she might be a mutant now because we had the Ralph Boner situation. So people were like, mutants are here, whatever, and stuff like
You weren't
that.
the only one.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to what they do with her character going forward, just because, granted, yeah, we're going to get to it, and yes, we're still on WandaVision, but there's so many characters they introduced, and what makes it dope is that there's so many strong female characters they introduced through all these series.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be a really different MCU in the future. And
ladies.
I feel like she's going to end up getting kind of a leading role in the future, like a leadership-esque role.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they really going to lean too much on Brie Larson's Captain Marvel for too long. I do think that they might transition her into like more like an OG because she's older than her and Anthony Mackie's character of Falcon. I feel like they're going to be a fourth Avengers stuff, and they're going to end up, those two specifically because of like what they're like in the army, not the army, but they're part of Shield and Sword and all that stuff. They're going to play bigger roles. I feel like that we're expecting.
Okay. Eric, what do you think about Monica Rambeau on WandaVision and in her future?
I don't know. I'm excited, bro. What I was just saying is that like what's dope about this phase, and I feel like what's gonna happen going forward, is that they're pulling so many even more obscure characters that I'm just enjoying it, just as a fan, not knowing what's gonna happen and not knowing how they're supposed to act or what their powers are, how they're supposed to be. So I can't even say like what I know what's gonna happen with her, but she's just a really dope character. So I'm just excited to see what's next with her as an actual fan, and not being like someone who's like, well, she needs to be like this and act like this and do this and that. So yeah,
you just don't know what they're gonna do. It's just it's not a character that's used too commonly even in the comic book. So like whatever the MCU does, that obviously they're gonna want to focus on her more probably in the future because she's gonna be in the Marvels movie and the role that she played in WandaVision. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna.
I'm also interested to learn more about her powers and what she's capable of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we only got a taste.
Yeah. Little glimpse.
We only got a little glimpse.
Little glimpse.
Well, son.
But yeah, all right. Well, overall, let's go down the line. Out of 10, what do we give WandaVision? Corey, you already said yours. You can go first.
8 out of 10, guys.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
He said Corey couldn't. Yeah, I realized what you meant by that. I would say, I feel like 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9 too.
It's just like those first 2 episodes, and that ending was a little sharp, but like everything else was like great, so I'd have to give
The
it.
first 2 episodes,
The ending was a little.
but at the same time, the overall show just had us all on the edge of our fucking seat for the first 3 months of the year.
So could I convince you guys to drop it to 8 in reference to all the other MCU stuff that we have to talk about for 2021?
No.
Yeah, we're gonna stick with our
I'm
rankings.
sticking with
We'll do a little wrap up in the end to kind of see where you guys head at once we talk about everything. Because you may get refreshing, you may drop it down.
Probably not.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm feeling great and feel the vibe. I'm really grateful we alive. And I'm feeling great cause lately I've been on the way to something great. And I feel alive cause I create like every day and I'm on today.